If I woke up tomorrow and had to start my 75-pound weight loss journey over from scratch, no progress, back to day one, this is exactly what I would do. And I'm telling you right now, it's not what most people think. There's no crash dieting, there's no cutting out entire food groups, no 30-day challenges. So before you start over for the 100th time, watch this video through. If you're new here, hi, I'm Cassie, and I have gone on 2 successful weight loss journeys in my life after struggling for years and years to lose weight. In 2020, I lost 60 pounds in 6 months, kept it all off until I got pregnant, and then I gained all of the weight back and then some, and then went on a postpartum weight loss journey and have lost over 75 pounds and have kept it off since. All without restricting food, all without cutting out any of my favorite foods or anything I actually enjoyed eating, all without ever feeling like I was actually on a diet. In this video, I will quickly go over the 7 things I wish I would have done differently on day 1 that you can start doing today that'll make a huge difference in your weight loss journey. I ended up losing the weight, but these are 7 things that would have helped me lose the weight much quicker and much faster in my life and made me enjoy the process a little more than I actually did. So let's get right into it. The very first thing I would do is throw away the timeline. It's so easy when you start a weight loss journey to have a goal date in mind. You want to lose a certain weight by a huge event or by the summer. I would throw out any sort of goal date because here's what a deadline actually does. Either you don't hit it and you feel like a failure and you binge all of your food because what's the point anyway, or you do over restrictive, unsustainable things to try to hit that deadline. Either way, it backfires on you. So throw away the timeline completely. Weight loss is slow, but the time will pass anyway. So if I had to start over, I would let go of any timeline, any due date, any date that I wanted to lose the weight by, and I would just start my journey accepting that it's going to take as long as it takes, but that time will pass anyway. Whether it's a year or 2 years or 7 months, that time is going to pass no matter what. The second point, and this one might be hard to hear, but I would take full accountability day 1 and really sit with this one. I mean, I would sit down and have a conversation with myself and understand that no one can do this for me. I have to be the one to put in the effort and consistency, and I have the power to do so. I have to be the one that shows up and puts in the work and effort and consistency day after day, and I can do that. I would stop waiting for motivation to find me. I would stop waiting for each day to tell me and dictate how I felt and if I was going to pursue and start working on this goal, and I would just do it. You have to accept that this is on you and that you can do it. That's when everything really changed for me. The third thing I would do on day 1 is figure out my calorie deficit. I have a really detailed in-depth video on how to figure out your calorie deficit, so I highly recommend you go check that out. But it is important that you figure this out on day 1. This is a number that is most important on your weight loss journey, so you're gonna wanna figure it out right away. I wouldn't go into it telling myself I'm gonna eat as little as possible or only eat 1,200 calories. I would take the time to figure out my correct calorie deficit, a mild calorie deficit, and stick to that number. I'm not trying to eat as little as possible. I'm not trying to do it as fast as possible. I want it to be sustainable, and figuring out your mild calorie deficit is the first step of doing that. The fourth thing I would go back and do on day 1 is to download a food app tracker like Lose It or MyFitnessPal. Get a food scale and start logging and measuring and weighing everything I consume. I have a video that goes really in depth on Lose It specifically and how to make sure you're accurately weighing and measuring your food and how to log it as well. This is a single thing that takes weight loss from guessing to knowing. This was the assurance that I needed to assure that I was absolutely accurately in a calorie deficit and I wasn't just wasting my time thinking I was and guessing that I was. The scale on the kitchen counter and the app in your hand are what keeps you honest and make sure that you're accurately in a deficit and not wasting your time. Trust me, you could save yourself weeks of frustration by just doing this on day 1. The fifth thing that I would change, and this is my biggest regret, is I would go back and take so many more progress photos and videos starting on day 1. I hated my body at that weight. I hated being in photos and videos and seeing the way I looked, but progress photos are the one proof of my transformation that didn't lie to me. The scale will lie to you. The scale is going to go up, the scale is going to fluctuate, the scale is going to stall, and it's so frustrating. My reflection in the mirror, I couldn't see changes there, but tried and true, I could see changes realistically, reliably through progress photos. When you feel like nothing is changing and that it's not working and your body's not changing, putting 2 photos of yourself from when you started and where you're at now is so motivating and allows you to see how far you truly have already come. You will never regret having so many progress photos and videos from where you started. The 6th thing I would do on day 1 is make non-scale goals. Again, the scale is going to stall and fluctuate and you're going to feel frustrated with how long it takes sometimes. So having a list of non-scale goals that you can work towards will help keep you motivated and help keep you focused and make it fun too. The scale is not the whole story of your transformation. My non-scale goals were really focused on running. So a lot of my non-scale goals were like running a mile for the first time, running 2 miles for the first time without walking. But you can have so many ideas for non-scale goals. Hitting a certain step count every day, logging your food every day, fitting in a dress size smaller, being able to go up the stairs without feeling winded, beating your own personal PR records. These wins keep you motivated on the days where the scale scale isn't moving and you're feeling like you're making no progress, you can see that you're achieving goals that you once could only dream of. They remind you that your body is doing things that it once couldn't do before. And the last and most important thing I would do on day 1 is tell myself we are doing it this time. No more shortcuts, no more quick fixes, no more quitting in week 2, no more trying to take the easy way out, no more blaming my body for something that I was fully capable of changing. I would tell myself we are focusing on small, sustainable changes, and we are focusing on consistency over perfection, and that it'll take as long as it takes, and we're doing this. It's boring and it's slow and it works. So if you're sitting here watching this, ready to start over for yet another time, take this as your sign. You don't need a new diet. You don't need to cut out your favorite foods. You don't need to do a drastic workout regime. You need a plan that you can actually live with and sustain. You need to accept that weight loss is slow, but the time will pass anyway, and you have the power to do it. I promise you, I'm not special. If I can do it, so can you. I share a ton of realistic tips and tricks all over my social media, so make sure you subscribe here as well as on my other platforms, and we will see you in the next video.